they always said I'm wrong, but what they doing today? I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for TheRealSportsTalk.com, along with Richard Jan for another RealSportsTalk.com as well, bringing you some breaking news that the Seattle Seahawks, and a move that kind of caught a few people off guard, have decided to release Terrell Owens. He hinted at this about 45 minutes ago on his Twitter when he said, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And then he says it's from a certain Bible verse. About 10 minutes later, he says, "I'm no longer a Seahawk. I thank the organization for the opportunity. I'm truly blessed beyond belief. My faith is intact and will not waver." And you begin to believe that this is, in all likelihood, the end of Terrell Owens in the NFL. Obviously, the speed appeared to be there, Richard, but he dropped a lot of balls, and I guess that they just did not believe that it was worth keeping T.O. on the roster.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. I mean, I give him props for, trying to come back as a wide receiver at the age of 39. And, like you said, he has the speed. In preseason week 2, he was right in front of those two defenders, and he just dropped the ball. Just too many drops, I think, and I also tend to believe that Pete Carroll is completely out of his mind. So,
and I tend to agree with you there, because as good as Russell Wilson has looked this preseason, I don't get this. You pay Matt Flynn all this money to come in, and it wasn't like they gave him a $100 million contract, but it was definitely starter's money. He had proven really that he had earned to be a starter or at least a chance to be a starter by the way that he had played in Green Bay in Aaron Rodgers' absence. So to bring him in now and have Russell Wilson likely be the starting quarterback, a guy who came into camp as probably the third on the depth chart, was not even a first or second round draft pick. I don't get what Pete Carroll's trying to do. And the thing that doesn't make the most sense to me, I think corners would have still at least had to be honest with Terrell Owens. Even if he wasn't what he used to be, the speed was still there. Your best wide receivers right now are Ben Obamanu and Deion Butler. So I think keeping T.O. on the roster would have made some sense. I know that he was dropping a lot of balls, but he hasn't played in the NFL in over a year. And believe me, I'm an Eagles fan. By no means am I trying to make excuses for Terrell Owens. But I don't understand what the Seahawks are trying to do. From the preseason this year, the beginning of training camp, I felt like they could maybe challenge the 49ers for the division. Pete Carroll he's insane down there. That's honestly what I get out of this. For as good as Russell Wilson's looked, I don't understand why Matt Flynn wasn't just given the starting spot, essentially. And this, to me, I think if you were going to bring him in, you keep him on your roster and you try and make it work. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me what they're doing there. They also have Golden Tate, who I forgot on the roster. Golden Tate's up there, Chris Durham, Charlie Martin, but it's really not a receiving core that's going to help out a young quarterback like Russell Wilson, who you would assume is going to be the starter. But the Seahawks in the end decide not to keep Terrell Owens. He's released. Is this the end of the line for T.O.? Leave that in the comments below. Check out all the videos we've done recently talking about the Adrian Gonzalez trade, numerous other big things as baseball gets into its stretch run. We have a big Super Bowl video coming up. Make sure you check that out, all those out at TheRealSportsTalk.com or here at YouTube.com/Mr. Kelstar.
Just a little ways around the corner from fear.